All right. It's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Are you looking for a high-quality beach and sand scoop? Are you trying to take your hunting to the extreme? How about an American-based company that stands behind their product and everything they sell? Then check out our friends over at XTREME Scoops. John has been making scoops for some time now and makes a quality beach and sand scoop to take your hunting to the next level. XTREME Scoops recently released their new sand shredder that works great in the water and on the beach. And if you're a new Equinox user, you may want to check out his Surfmaster X3 that can trap those small targets you new Equinox users are finding out there. XTREME Scoop's company approach is let's do it right. So do it right, buy it once, and go to the extreme. XTREMEScoops.com. That's XTREME Scoops.com.
Hey boys and girls, we are going to talk about S&W shooters and prospectors. What is S&W shooters and prospectors?
We at S&W Shooters and Prospectors help people find treasure.
Did you say treasure?
Yes, treasure. Just listen to this amazing review from our happy customer, Jackie Sparrow.
Chocolate ship-shape and a pleasure to deal with. I was able to buy everything that I needed at prices that were shillings less than others. I found my 9 pieces of meat in no time. Savvy?
I know you're asking yourself, why should I shop at S&W Shooter and Prospectors?
Chuck Smalley has over 45 years of metal detecting experience. He works with each customer one-on-one to customize their setup to match their skill level.
So if you always dreamt of being a pirate, contact Chuck at S&W Shooters and Prospectors and he'll take a great deal for you.
iPads and rum not included.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show.
All right, the fine print's out of the way. It's time to roll. We've got quite the feisty crowd tonight. Good to see everybody dropping in. Obviously, we've got them. I believe we've got them over on the Beyond Sight and Sound page, the Detect America group, and obviously YouTube. I'm watching the YouTube side here on my end. I think Chuck's watching the whole feed, everything that's going on.
Yep.
And good grief, it's about all I can do. Just keep track of the YouTube side. It's moving like a ticker tape. Which I guess, and that's one, I suppose I should mention that. That's one reason why I stick to the YouTube side, is I have to kind of mouse over to see comments, and I can do that in YouTube. But if I try to go through the side that Chuck's keeping an eye on, when I mouse over a comment to see what was said, the comment fades on me. So it doesn't work so hot for me on my end with that aspect of it. But Chuck can see it. That's the important part. The mods are in the YouTube side, so that's awesome. I see. Down East detecting and prospecting in the house on YouTube. That's
Cool.
I don't know. That could be a new one.
I should say
I'm not
Tom.
sure.
We got Tom Shuckler in here too. Tom Kingery. Jason, how you doing, buddy? All the Bills.
Yeah.
Dennis. The Bartners. They're in.
Yeah. Mike Lacomette.
Yeah.
Metal Detecting Central Illinois. Jason and the Bills, and there's a Dirt Pirate in. Yeah, they're coming in. They're coming in. And that's another interesting thing. Like we were talking earlier today, the trending that I'm seeing is that people do like audio podcasts. Audio podcasts do have its place, but it seems like people are really digging these live streams.
Thanks, Chris.
Whether they're coming in from Facebook, YouTube, wherever, and that's great to see. It's that's what they wanted. They wanted a live show again. They wanted an interactive live chat, and that's what we've been able to provide for them. And they're definitely getting a kick out of it. And we certainly like to see all the activity on the YouTube side, the likes that people are giving out and the comments that they're giving out, which reminds me the contest for the Copper Meg giveaway still runs for just a couple more days yet. And you can get entered into that by going back to the live stream that was 11724. Click on the live where it shows you the live streams that have been done. Find that 11724 and leave the comment of the I want the Copper Meg, and you still have a chance to get yourself in the running. I thought everybody was pretty well done with getting entered, but we did have another entry today. So apparently people like the Copper Meg. And as we were talking earlier, people are going to want to stay tuned because we, right before we went live, we were discussing a kind of pop-up giveaway, so to speak, that we'll just have to wait and see if we can make that happen. So people are going to want to stay tuned about that, because you're going to find out about that in this live stream.
Yes.
Which I like the idea. It'll be interesting. It's definitely well worth a shot.
Yep. We're expanding a little bit. Boy, we got a full house. So
yeah,
Jason, it was great. I mean,
I see how it
there.
I see how it moves on the YouTube side, and I've seen how it moves on the side that you're watching, and I don't know how you can even follow that. Good grief.
Down East, he started posting up numbers already. Did I win?
Well, obviously that's one of them from the Spreaker crowd from back when we were on Spreaker.
Yep.
If they're throwing numbers out like that, I wonder, Down East prospecting, I wonder if that's not Bob. Could be. Who knows? Either way,
Well,
we're glad to have him aboard.
what we're looking for is a adventurous person, and we'll get in what's going on there in a little while. So they gotta stand up and talk to us. How's that, Josh?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. That is a very eloquent way of putting we're looking for a guinea pig.
Best thing I can come up with, brother.
Well, and that's why I said before, I believe with our first live stream, that's why you're the man on camera. You're the more charismatic one.
Well, I don't know about that. I try to clean up or keep it clean or both. So that's what we got to do, you know. And
right, yeah, family friendly.
The boy back here pulled one off in New Hampshire. So I decided to put his sign up that I got from him in Iowa. We did some go lives on that, and people were commenting they liked them. So that's good.
Hey, there was a nice crowd there for that go live too.
Yeah, that place was packed, and they turned away the estimated 4,000 people that couldn't make it in the door.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep. They were lined up 4 wide for a mile. I'm serious.
Well, that's good to know. I mean, that shows right there that the American people still know that they have a voice and still want to utilize their voice and make their voice heard.
That's right. That's
the
whole system. Let's protect it. Let's go for it. Get out there and vote. So,
right. Because our Constitution was put in place historically as a system of checks and balances. So for people that do vote, sure, everybody has their opinion, and my opinion may differ from yours, or Chuck's opinion may differ from yours or mine, or who knows. But you should still at least utilize your voice and make your voice heard. Because there's far too many people that don't, and then they complain about the outcome.
Yep. If they don't vote, I don't think they can complain.
Right. Although this is an important year. It is an election year, and I have already seen the memes going around of, I saw the post office truck in the cemetery. They must be delivering ballots. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Not even 10 minutes in, and I went there. Shame on me. And I see Ohio Relic Hunter does say, yes, you are correct. Down East Prospecting is Bob. Bob, he used to pop in from time to time over on the Spreaker chat. Yep. Back when we were on Spreaker, it was hard for him to catch the live shows a lot of times because he is a prospector at heart, but he does do metal detecting as well. And as surprising as it may seem, yes, we do occasionally talk metal detecting.
Yep, it's like a hockey game. Once in a while, they'll play hockey instead of fighting.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's the way
Lewis says he got his Trump ball cap here in Canada, but it doesn't quite have the same effect.
Hey, I guess Lewis is just saying I'm with you in spirit.
There you go. So,
and that's great.
And Ian asked me if I saw that fire truck spinning. That was in St. Louis area. And we've had a lot of ice from St. Louis up through here at different times. And we've been out on some runs, and it's slow go. I mean, you got to be careful, but now it's warm. It's staying like 33, 34 degrees at night, and but we're still getting road ice, black ice you can't see because the ground's cold. So That had to be one heck of a ride. I can't imagine spinning in that ladder truck down the street, and that not directly hitting that house was amazing.
Yeah, that I mean, when you're in, well, perceivably under the impression that you're in control of a vehicle that size, that is not something that you want to feel getting squirrely on you.
That size of truck is in the 55,000 plus pound range. And so that's a lot of momentum.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we're not talking about your neighbor's Yugo or something. Those things take a little bit to stop.
And Lewis, I agree with you. Yep. He could probably come here and vote too if he wanted to. Just declare himself on the opposite side.
Hey, I mean, I'll do it this time, and then I'll try to stay away from it. But if we can get people's pets to vote, why not? I'm all for it. Come on down and cast a ballot, Lewis.
There you go. So, is everybody staying safe? I hope you've all had a good, safe week. Yeah, and Al, you're right about the fog. It was so thick last night. We were down to about 150 feet visibility with the lights on going. We were on a run and very slowly getting there. It was mad, but you know, it's dicey weather for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The other night we had them drop tones for it was a semi-truck equipment place that it wound up, they had dropped tones saying that somebody had they had smelled plastic burning, and the garage door was glowing red at that point, and that turned into a 4-alarm fire. And they had to get traffic control out because obviously, as you know, when you're fighting a fire like that in weather conditions like it was the other night, now you've got to deal with water on the road that's turning into ice. Things are getting slick. People are sliding all over. It's just a mess.
They're having fun. Al brought up that in Chicago, the Chicago way is you vote 10 times. So they're having fun with that. So that's cool.
That's the important part.
A couple shows back, I was talking about some things I found, and they said, well, you ought to do a show and tell. Well, we're going to do that show and tell, but we're going to have you do it. We want people to hop on with us, talk about their detecting experiences, what they found, what they haven't found. What's your bucket listers? Give us a synopsis of how you got into detecting, how you got using, whether it's Nakadeus, Mind Lab, Garrett, whatever it may be, and what your best finds are or your best hunting experience. I mean, sometimes it's not necessarily a coin. It can be jewelry. It can be a token. It can be things that pop up have always floored me. Relics, War of 1812 buttons, all the way on up. Revolutionary War stuff. I've found a few pieces of Revolutionary War things out in eastern Pennsylvania, right near Jersey, not far from Germantown, where the Battle of Germantown was at, where actually, at that time, George Washington had his main headquarters. We had the great opportunity of going out there a few years ago and hunting that, and I found a regimental hat piece, and they weren't like the ones by weight and size from the Civil War. These things are 3-inch tall on those big stovepipe style hats, and it's 9th Regiment U.S. was there, and I found one of those hat pieces, and they were silver, but it was silver like plate, and you could still see the silver down in it, but I haven't done a thing to it. I didn't attempt to clean it. It's kind of cruddy, but I'll throw that up on sometime. And finding Revolutionary War artifacts, we found shoe buckles, we found the hat base, we found King George's, we found a lot of dropped round ball. So those type of experiences, reaching back and digging up history like that, is phenomenal for the soul and everything that you're doing. And it's fun, and it needs to be recovered, because these areas, some of them we're in, aren't archaeologically
protected.
Yeah, and not only protected, but there's not enough there. But we're covering a large area. Instead of watching archaeologists walk around doing a bucket test, we're out finding things that may never ever been found. And unfortunately, with the chemicals and everything, they're slowly deteriorating with age and that action on them, to where they won't be there. Buttons, I literally have had Civil War buttons in my hand. I had a Confederate States button, 2 guys with me, and watch it literally crumple sitting in my hand. It was so thin.
I've had the same thing happen with like the early date Indians, like, you know, you dig a fatty or even a 65 and watch the date just disappear after you get it out of the ground.
Right. And Frank says he's surprised I made it out of Germantown alive. We were north of there, where they were gathering for the attack. And it was a Lutheran church, which owned a lot of property. And a friend of mine out there set this up, and we went out there, and it is registered. The house on the property, which still stands, was the headquarters for Washington. And we hunted the 10, 11 acres of open ground around it. It was phenomenal. We only got a hunt of 2.5, 3 days, but the priest of the Lutheran church allowed us. He said, you need to go over to the cemetery across the street. He said, go ahead and detect it. It's closed. We own it. And I always feel bad about detecting in a cemetery, but there were roadways through it. In the middle of that cemetery is a large concrete, or I don't think it's concrete, I think it was maybe granite square, and engraved in that is the common burial ground of soldiers who fought and died in Germantown. Well,
wow.
They related to us that they thought there'd be 100 to 125. Well, they brought out ground penetrating radar, and they removed the covering, but they didn't dig into it. And they did the radar. They estimate now there's over 1,000 of our troops and British troops buried in that common grave there.
That's
from Germantown.
Wow.
Because we got beat. That's when they got forced back across the Potomac. And the rest is history, as we like to say.
Literally.
That was a neat trip. Dave White, Frank Juarez, and myself. Unbelievable. It was fun.
Yeah, and I remember when you found that 9th Regiment. That's been a while back now, but that was a nice piece.
We want to hear your stories. We want you to come on with us, right, Josh?
Sure.
And so what we're going to do, we'll give everybody a chance, and all I want you to do for tonight is type "I'm in." And they're going to be watching the names. They'll take a composite of the names, and we'll pick somebody. And I will send you now. I hope I've got a limited size line here. I've got a fairly nice T-shirt. It's S&W Shooters and Prospectors. And I've got
they're not bad.
Double XL, XL, and large left in stock. And I'll send you a free T-shirt once you come on and do that with us. And you're helping too. You're helping us with the IT portion of running multiple people on at the same time, getting interviewed, and we're moving forward with that. So if you all type "I'm in," and Alan Landau did it good. If you're using a
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yep. And we'll take a look at it, and Tam can random pick somebody. We'll announce it, but you don't get it until you get on with us and relate how you got into detecting, when you got into detecting, what was your first detector, on, and what may be the best find you ever made, and show them on camera for us.
Could be interesting.
I'm seeing some INs. Mark Waterth, he's in. ORH, Bill Hayes, Alan Landau, Jason, he's in.
I almost find that hard to believe that ORH says he's in.
Yeah, and Bill Hayes is in. So, yeah, we'll send you a T-shirt for getting on with us and have a little fun and learn a little bit about our listeners and now the ones that are watching us. So that's something that I threw at Josh before the show, and he liked it. So we're going to try this. And Josh and IT and us can all of us on at once. We'll start doing it because I think we can actually go up, what, to 2 people at a time? Or 3?
Actually, I want to say could probably even do as many as 6, maybe 8.
We'll come back, and tell the tales of the trip.
Right. Yeah, there's a number of them saying they're in.
And Tam's writing the names down. Thank you, Tam. And she will get to set it up random and pick one person tonight out of this I'm in. And we've got, I didn't see an I'm in from Frank. Barb, I didn't see an I am from you. Chris Gibson's in.
Frank and Barb both jumped in there.
Oh, did they? Okay. I missed them. I'm sorry.
I saw it.
So, you know, this is bringing you guys on with us. We want you to talk to us and tell us your tales. I try to go out every summer and make some new ones. I run out of them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and good grief, as long as I've been doing this sort of thing, everybody's heard the tales, and there's a lot of experience wrapped up here. I mean, you're pushing over 45 years. I'm pushing over 30.
Yeah. We got some time in there, and we got some tales that probably haven't been told and never will be told. But then we got the ones we can tell.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I know I've got a few that can't be told, but I mean, which obviously you've seen pictures of some of those, but can't really put them out on the air.
Barb's got 10 years in.
Man.
I know there's tales in there. I've heard some of them, but we want to do a little show and tell for us. Show us what you got. What you found, how you found it.
Yeah. What you found, how you found it, when you found it, where you found it.
Yeah, that's right. You're the star of that night. You get on, you do it. We want to hear from you. So pretty good.
It's
Melissa's
just a platform for you to tell your story.
That's right. Keep it interesting.
Right. Keeps everybody on their toes a little bit.
That's right. So we're all kind of shut in except Frank. He got 81 degrees today, but 2 days ago he was crying because it was like 50. So what the heck?
Melissa Weir is in.
Yep. Melissa's in there. Good.
Nice. Yeah, Frank's getting some decent weather down there. Actually, I was working on a little project for Frank today. I gotta get a package together for him and get sent down to Florida. And speaking of packages, I think Greg got his copper meg today.
Good.
And that is moving on to Florida Hunt 10.
There you go.
Somebody attending Florida Hunt 10 will, they may wind up with that copper mag.
Tom Kingery goes, don't pick Frank. Why? So
yeah, I don't know. Who knows who gets randomly drawn.
Yep. Hey, Celeste,
And then
I see you too.
Yeah, Celeste is in there. Travis is in there. Hope Travis is feeling better.
Travis.
He was under the weather.
Say hi to everybody. So
yeah, it's tough. It's hard to keep track of everybody, especially the way the chats move. Wow.
Yeah.
Good grief.
It's clicking. It's clicking. So occasionally I see some of the Facebook users pop up. So I don't always see the name on that over on this side. So
right. Exactly. It's a little tough to follow. That's why I just kind of stick to the YouTube side. The theme that I run on the show system, it makes everything show up simpler for me over there. And they are definitely moving in the chat. They're some busy people.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. So we're gonna make this your show, and we will ask other people to come on and things like that. We want to hear from you because it's all part of the story, and occasionally we'll have some pretty good guests on too.
Yeah, everybody's got a story to tell. I mean, it doesn't matter if you've got 6 months in the hobby or 60 years in the hobby. Everybody's got a story to tell.
Yep.
Some of them may be a little more colorful than others.
Tom Scheckler's in.
Hey, there you go.
I've got poor Tam having to check both sides of the world here.
Right. She's going to have writer's cramp by the time it's all said and done, going, oh, the things I get into.
Yep.
Because she had no clue about this. We got this right before I threw the switch. Keeps her on her toes. That's all right, though. And the way it sounds, we've got more gear going to Aruba.
Yeah, they got a coil that went bad down there in the crew, so I'm going to have to put a suitcase together just with extra parts, pieces, coils, pinpointers. They've ordered a bunch of stuff, so I told them the price is going to be good. It's the delivery fee that's going to kill them.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. But he's still tearing it up down there. He's doing good. He's doing well. It's good to see. But oh, good grief! He has got to put in so much time.
He does.
That he might as well be a fish at this point.
Yep. Al, I'm leaving on the 10th of February. I'll be down there for 2 weeks.
Nice. And how you're leaving to come back stateside the same time that Ron and Gretchen are, correct?
Yes.
So how much time does that make for them down there? 6 weeks?
6 weeks. That's as long as you can stay on your travel permit in without adjusting the visa. So they did a couple weeks earlier this year, came home, and then now they're be a 6 week run for them there.
Wow. That's with the weather that we're dealing with around here and everything, you can't complain about that situation. Got to be in Aruba for 6 weeks.
Yep. I'm going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Looking forward to it because in the middle of it all, we've got what they call a drill for the NRC because we have a nuclear facility here. So you have a pre-drill, and that's the 28th of this month. And then on the 30th, the 30th this month, and then on the 28th of February, I got it backwards, is a full drill. And I've been through a lot of these, so I've been getting all that footwork laid out because our EOC in Cordova is where the main command's going to be. And then, of course, we've got IPRA, we've got nuke plant personnel, fire department personnel, city personnel, and you all have to work the problems that they throw at you. And then somewhere in the future, there'll be a recap where the NRC says, well, this is what you should have done beyond what you did. And you look at them and go, okay, tell us. So, yeah, that's a lot of work.
So everybody kind of gets to say what they would do, and then everybody gets told how everybody did it wrong.
Something like that.
Oh. Well, it sounds like
they have one of these every year, but not here. We have small little deals here once in a while, but this is the big one. I mean, we got federal guys coming. It's, well, it is what it is.
So does this fall on a regular time frame for you? Like, even though it's not every year, maybe it's every 6 years?
Yeah. It's about every 4.
Okay. That sounds like that's enough to keep everybody busy. Aruba will be a nice reprieve for you.
Yes, it will be. Anyway, Pacifico's in the house. How about that? What's up,
Yes.
Stevie?
Welcome to Steve. They were live Monday. And it surprised me the amount of people that stayed on after the giveaways were done. Basically just to have a little bit of a educational drill, so to speak, on the definition of different words and things of that nature. And yeah, I think Steve had it right. In the end of it all, Frank had done quite well. And Steve's like, well, you got to understand, my granddaughter, she's 17. She's studying for this because you get to study for it. In 2 weeks, ask her about them then and see if she remembers.
Right. Oh, Shelly's in the house. How you doing, Shelly? Steve said,
can you dig it?
Yeah. Oh, he wants to know if his name's on the list.
For show and tell?
Yeah. According to Frank, Steve's name's on a lot of lists.
I have heard that, except usually those lists consist of bans, restraining orders, injunctions, things of that nature, the way they talk.
Yeah, and Frank says they're in the post office. Oh, well.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
All in fun.
Right. Don't have to necessarily say what list it is. You can just, be confident to know that you made the list.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's our plan. We're going to try and stick to it. So we'll try and announce a name tonight. So you got a week from, would it be a week from tonight we'd have them on to do their show and tell, give them a little prep time?
Well, I would probably have to get in touch with them and find out what day or date works best for them as far as their
There you go.
schedule goes. Because some people, maybe Wednesday works better than Sunday or vice versa.
Okay, Steve, read Tam's post there. You're on the list now.
Oh boy, now you went and done it.
Yep.
I'm glad that Tam can keep track of that.
Yeah.
Because I know for me, anymore, I'm kind of a hunt and peck sort of typer. So
Hey, Kendall.
doesn't work so hot for me. Welcome to Kendall.
Yeah, he made her in tonight over on YouTube.
I try to get done what I can though. And yeah, you're right. Shelly's in from Can You Dig It? They're usually running on Thursdays at 7 p.m.
Yep. We like to support our DA and Shelly and Don and all our friends out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly no problems doing that. I mean, I've said for quite some time that we try to work with those that work with the show. I try not to expend too much energy on promoting things that aren't reciprocated, so to speak, where I can focus that energy on the folks that do reciprocate, like Can You Dig It and Detect America and things like that. It seems to make the most sense, common courtesy kind of thing.
Yep. Yes,
certainly nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
And since we're talking about our some of our friends over on YouTube, don't forget Jersey History Hunters as well.
Oh, that's right. Right. Rob Rizzo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And John White. Check those guys out on YouTube.
Right. Crazy Spider Adventures.
Crazy Spider Adventures.
And a lot of those, just because I've broke away from Spreaker, I still carry all of those links that I used to carry in Spreaker. I mean, they're all right here in the YouTube description. They're over on Facebook, all of that.
Right.
Good channels. Matter of fact, that another one of those channels we've got in there is Ill Digger. And Quarter Hoarder.
Yep. Oh, Quarter Hoarder, by all means. I'll see him over at Detecting America. Or not Detecting America, over
Detecting the Heartland.
Yep. And the boys are coming. We'll have a good time. Out in the cornfields of Iowa.
Right. Yeah, right. They always have a good time. And they're two super nice guys to talk to.
No, Dennis, we don't need that video. He says if we give him a week, he'll have a video of his colonoscopy.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to pass on that one.
Oh, Tam, you are right. Send that to Detect America. Steve will have fun with that.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure they can share clips of it, or Steve just recently learned how to present screens. I'm sure Steve could share up some still photos from the video. But I think, yeah, I'll leave that to them. If they want to run that on Detect America, they can rock on with it. And
Steve just said send them to him.
Yep, he ain't scared. He ain't afeard of nothing.
Frankie. So anyway,
that's the way it goes.
So what do you got going?
Well,
Why-
I was working on a project for Frank today. We got into a little bit of a heat wave. It broke 50 degrees here today,
Whoa.
which unfortunately meant that all the snow and ice melted and we had rain on top of that. So I had to go around and get the discharge hoses hooked back up to the sump pumps and try to pump all that water further away from the house, and tried to utilize the weather to get some other things done. I probably should have been changing a carburetor on a snowblower, but hey, maybe that's what tomorrow's for. I don't know yet.
There you go. Basically, it's been it was 40 here today. And it's same deal. Rain and melting. And rain and more melting. And lots of water sitting. So, but they're looking toward sometime next week going into 50s here, which would be a bigger mess.
Yeah.
And a little rain every day almost till then.
Yeah. But at least it's not all in one shot.
Okay, Barb, I'll get a hold of you on that. So, yep.
And I think it was
a charger. And
uh-oh.
So we'll have to talk to her. We'll get them. That's all I've done the past 2 days, though, is get stuff for Deus. So we might as well have another day of it.
Right. Oh, and Tam says tomorrow's booked already, so I guess I'll have to do a carburetor another day.
Oh, there you go.
That's the way it goes. I always throw a lot on my plate, and then I make it to where there's never enough time in the day. And some days I'm not sure how I get accomplished the things that I do get accomplished.
There you go. I understand. There's days I'm just kind of like passing myself on the highway.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially this time of the year, you know, people are preparing for tax season, and I'm preparing. I've usually got paperwork to do for treatments and things like that, and we're getting up close to time for treatment. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully that goes all right.
So, yeah, we get some people on board on there, and we'll get some prizes and have some fun.
Right, and I've been actually, you and I had been talking Sunday about the Spanish flu pandemic back in 1918.
I saw that.
Actually, it went from like 1918 to 1920. And for people that missed that post, I shared a post on the Beyond Sight and Sound page. I think it was in the Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound group and over on Metal Detecting Central Illinois about the whole Spanish flu pandemic that had happened. For people that didn't realize it, because there were a lot of people that were surprised with the information in that article. It might be worth your time to read it. You never know what you're going to learn. I think they said they called it the Purple Death.
Yes. Yes.
And it was a real mess. I mean, when COVID hit here, that's what they were comparing it to, was the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918. I want to say we lost like something like a third of the world's population. I mean, that's a staggering number.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys have ever been into some of the older cemeteries and took a look at the number of children that are buried from that pandemic,
Yeah.
and it's phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yep. And I mean, just like any other time when you've got different epidemics going on, you know, people that are medically compromised, people
Hey,
that are of older
hey, Rick.
age, and even the young kids, that's those are the ones that are more susceptible to stuff like that. And
Yeah.
that's why we see, like you said, in the cemeteries, so many children's graves from that time period. That's because of the Spanish flu pandemic.
Yep.
But
Yep.
it was it was an interesting read, and it's another one of those situations where it's always good to know your history. Never hurts to know a little bit more about your history anyway.
Right.
I mean, hopefully, knock on wood, we never have to experience anything like the Spanish flu again.
Right.
But it's still good to know your history. If you don't know it, you're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah. We got Rich Crookmeyer in.
Hey, welcome to Rich. It's been a while since we've seen him. Hopefully he's enjoying retirement.
Yeah. That's cool.
Because he did recently retire.
Well, it's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can remember somebody saying they couldn't wait to retire because Chuck wanted to go around and have a good time and travel and enjoy hunting and having fun, and it seems like that's what you're doing now.
Yep.
I mean,
Much as
England, Alaska, Aruba.
England.
Yeah.
I'm going to be heading over there this fall. Originally, it was going to be a spring, but I'm moving to the fall because they switched some guys around, asked if I changed to the fall hunt. I said, sure. So,
well, and that's great that you're willing to be flexible with your schedule like that, and I'm sure that Ron appreciates that too.
Yeah. So we'll go,
because I know some people it's probably not all that easy to be flexible with their schedule like that, where maybe for you it's a little easier.
It is. You know, the workload or whatever, they're at work, they got that thing. Yeah, Barb, I'm retired from one company, but I still run a business and I'm still a fire chief. So I'm kind of retired, maybe, huh? I'm retired out of a large company that I put almost 38 years in. Said goodbye.
Yeah. Yep. And then you could say you retired from the firearms side.
Yeah.
But you still wear many hats.
Yeah. And that we're moving along. That's going to end too shortly. Not shortly, but in a year and a half. So we'll retire out that.
See, me, I went from, I guess you could say I unintentionally retired, and now I'm just tired.
That's understandable.
Even do the retired.
Yeah, Michael, you're right. You got to have that. And Barb, you're right too. So, but other than that, we're going to pick a name tonight.
I don't know if we're going to pick a name tonight or not.
It's up to Tam. It's in Tam's capable hands.
Right. That's up to Tam. She's entirely capable. If that's what she wants to do, then that's what we'll do. If she wants to hold it off and we'll have to announce it on the next stream, then that's what we'll do too. Because I know we've had a lot of stuff going on here lately as far as paperwork and preparation and things of that nature, that she's probably going, oh, I don't want to write anymore.
Okay, last chance. Type in, I'm in. If you want
If you haven't already or whatever.
and give us a presentation of your detecting, how long you've been in it, what you use, what you like, where you go, best find, whatever you want. We'd like to have you.
Your story.
Yep.
Or stories.
Yep.
I mean, some people have some really good stories out there that they may not have even thought they had anything necessarily all that interesting, and then you run across people every now and then that you're going, wow, we could split this up into 2 or 3 or 4 shows.
Right. And just for doing that with us, we'll send you a S&W t-shirt. But my biggest one is XXL, double X. I've got some large XLs, that kind of stuff. So
the biggest is 2X.
2X. You will get a t-shirt. But and they're cotton, so when you wash them, they're 100% cotton. When you wash them, hang dry them, or you're going to go from double XL to small. Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you got to be careful about how you wash them.
Please.
And let's see here. I saw it, but it keeps jumping around here. Okay, it looks like Tam says she's going to go and look at Facebook real quick and try to collect names if anybody had happened to say that they were in.
And Richard,
who knows?
Richard's in.
Richard's in. Rich
Michael Boyles is in.
Oh. Well, I know Mike Boyles has got some stories.
DB Detecting's in. Yep.
And even if he doesn't have many detecting stories, he can make us all drool on our keyboards when he starts talking about his sausage bread.
Yep. So
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And tonight the Facebook is listing by name in here instead of just Facebook listener.
Oh, instead of Facebook user?
Yep. Yep.
Nice. Well, and it helps too, because you have to basically grant permission to the StreamYard app to let him show your name in the chat so that we don't see just Facebook user. Okay. So a number of people must have went and done that or figured that out or something like that. And, hey, that's great. That's great. Because I do like that aspect of it where it funnels all of the comments from all of the stream destinations into one thread that we can follow. I just don't like the fact that if I mouse over it, it vanishes on me. That's the way it goes, so.
And she's setting up the random name generator now, Josh. So it looks like we're going. So we'll see.
Oh my!
See who gets picked and comes on and tells us all about their detecting, and they'll get a T-shirt and for their efforts.
Right. We'll see if the wheels don't fall off.
Groundbreakers, because we'll have other people on.
Right. So I guess we'll just have to tell everybody, stand by. Yep. Apparently she's there. Yeah, apparently she's just I guess she's going to do it up, and we'll have a name tonight that I'm going to have to reach out to, and we'll see what comes of that, and hopefully they've got hopefully the shirt size will work for them. I would imagine it should be fine, though.
Oh, Mike brought up a good point, Josh. He says, besides your favorite find, make certain to show your favorite Indian head scents for Barb. Barb. That's all I'm doing.
Yep. I guess that's kind of a prerequisite.
Well, he got off easy. She just called him a butthead.
Wow, he did get off easy. Nice.
So,
well, we'll have to see.
Yeah, poor Barb.
And let's see. The next stream, we will be announcing the winner of the Copper Meg from the stream on the 17th. And somewhere in an upcoming stream, we will be announcing a silver giveaway.
Ooh, we like silver.
Everybody likes silver.
On my truck, I got a silver pickup.
And that actually, some people have probably wondered where that went to, because I was going to do that silver giveaway between Christmas and New Year's. And
is that a Morgan?
Well, actually, it's more than a Morgan. It's a Morgan, it's a Walker half, it's a silver Washington quarter, and a silver Mercury dime.
Yeah.
That's a lot of silver.
It's a nice day's worth, yeah.
Yeah, and that's all courtesy of Mike Laquamet and Metal Detecting Central Illinois. So if you have not checked out Metal Detecting Central Illinois, you've got to make sure and check it out. The group is growing, and it's growing fast.
Okay, Tamara announced the wheel picked Chris Gibson. Chris, you're going to need to get a hold of Josh Kimmel, and he'll explain the system to you. And
right. And message me at Josh Kimmel, not Beyond Sight and Sound. The way Facebook has changed things, it's a little difficult. It's just simpler if you message me at Josh Kimmel. The message will get through, and I'll get to it right away. That's usually what people do.
Okay, cool. Well, we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll see what date works well for him, and we'll see if we can get him on the show and he can share some of his stories. I know recently anyway, he's probably been playing around with a Nocta Legend, because he was a winner of a Nocta Legend on the show.
Good. Well, we'll talk to him about that too.
Yeah, he was very happy about that one. That night, it was a good night for him to tune in.
Good. Well, we're anxious to hear from Chris when he gets set up and see what he's got to do, a little show and tell for us, and have a good night talking with him. And we're going to expand some things, and some night we may have a group chat here, right?
Yeah, it can be done. I mean, we can probably do up to 8 or 9, maybe.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, quite a few. I mean, wouldn't be the first time we've had that many on before. It'd be the first time for a live stream. That sounds like a lot of coordinated chaos.
Yeah, it could be coordinated. It will be chaos.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And that's another thing I meant to mention. It seems like everybody is definitely preferring the live stream over the audio podcast side of it. I mean, both are still going right now, but I don't know. From what I'm seeing, the way things are trending, I think that if it keeps up at this point, I may have to let the audio side of the podcast go to the wayside and just do the YouTube live stream.
That would
People
work.
do seem to enjoy it.
Yes, they do. So anyway, we've got our winner. We've got our guest winner, and it'll be a good time. And I pretty much run out of things to chat about tonight. What do you say? Other than politics.
Right. Steve says he has no stories. He's kind of a quiet guy, and Frank agrees. So am I.
Yeah. And Tam is right.
No.
Tam is 100% right. It's always chaos.
Yeah, probably. She's got a valid point there. Some nights are a little more chaotic than others. I mean, Sunday night that was a lot of chaos.
Yep. Hey, down east you can call in anytime you want, buddy.
That's right. It's been a while since we've seen Bob around. Maybe now that he's found us over here on YouTube, we may see a little more of that gentleman.
Now here's a question that popped up from G Zag. Is the live cast available on Rumble? I have no idea. I'm not an IT guy. I don't know if it's available there.
I am not streaming to Rumble. Currently, we're streaming to the Beyond Sight and Sound page on Facebook, the Detect America Facebook group, and the Beyond Sight and Sound YouTube channel. And I don't know, there's enough activity funneling all of that into one thread of comments that I don't know that I could handle another destination. I can barely handle the YouTube side. I don't know how you're able to handle all three like that. I can barely handle the YouTube side, and we've got 3 moderators in there. But I'd rather have them and not need them than to be the other way around.
We appreciate them.
Absolutely.
So, well, anyway, I'm going to back out of here. Josh, I'll let you wrap it up. Everybody have a great week. Stay safe. Hopefully the weather is better at your area than it was here. And we'll check in with you probably Wednesday night. And hopefully sometime here in the future, we'll have our first guest on, and you can do a show and tell, okay? And take care, all.
Yeah, the first guest on the live stream. All right, you have a wonderful evening, Chuck, and we'll check back in with you again Wednesday.
And our boys winning back there.
There you go.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you. So, sounds like Chris Gibson. I'll have to get in contact with him and see what if one day works better for him than another or anything like that. We'll have to see what happens with all of that. Definitely. And like Chuck said, we certainly appreciate. It's always nice to mention the appreciation for the mods, kind of giving up a little bit of their time to make sure that everything goes well in the chat. I mean, we like to keep a fun environment for everyone. I'll put it that way. Because things can, sometimes things can go south or something like that. But for the most part, everybody has been very good, very well with themselves. Everybody, minds their own, and we do what we can to keep things family friendly. So with all of that, Wednesday, no, not Wednesday, Sunday. Yeah, that's what I said, Sunday. Sure. I don't know what's going on. Sunday, we will be announcing the winner of the Copper Meg giveaway. And maybe we'll have some news on when we will have Chris on with us at that point. I don't know on what day he may be available, and we'll see what comes. Been working on trying to procure some different little odds and ends prizes for this show that we can throw out here and there. That's actually one of the tough parts of doing all of this, is trying to find prizes and then trying to get them shipped and all that. It's something else. It really is. But at least we did get Greg's prize out to him, and that will be making an appearance at Florida Hunt 10. So if you are attending Florida Hunt 10, make sure and let the folks know that we said hello, and we're waving a hand and wishing everybody luck. I know that it's definitely a good cause. A lot of great people there too. If you ever get the chance, the opportunity to try and attend Florida Hunt 10, well, any of the Florida hunts for that matter, you should do it. Do it at least once for the experience. People have heard the different times that we've done live remotes at events and things of that nature. You guys and gals, you all see it on Facebook when people are at these events and they'll do their little go lives. Steve's real good about doing that when he's at an event, and I know he'll be at Florida Hunt 10. So who knows what you're going to see? Who knows? And there were a couple of other things I was going to cover, but I seem to have lost my notes. Funny how that happens. Either way, we appreciate everyone for tuning in, dropping by, whether it was on Facebook, whether it's here on YouTube. If you're out there somewhere where you can get out there and hunt, get out there and hunt. Post up those photos if you can. You know how we love to see them. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Thanks for dropping by. We sure are glad you found us here tonight. Thanks for dropping by and joining in. If you like metal detecting, treasure hunting, gold prospecting, or even entertaining discussion, check us out Wednesdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, on your favorite podcast distribution services.